Well, I'm half Italian, even with a name like Culver, and the family on the Italian side came to this country relatively recently, at least in generational terms. And the family goes back with some interest to at least my great-grandfather, who was allied with Garibaldi, who was the warrior statesman who was largely responsible for bringing the city-states of Italy into a single country. So they came to the United States in the early 1900s, around 1910 or thereabouts. In his discussions with me and with everyone else in the family, that this was the kind of a country where, given education, you could do anything. You, Walter, have become president of the United States. You can't do that in Italy for political reasons. And that was very important to me. And so education became a very important part of my growing up. And Case came through and said, we've got this extra fellowship, sort of, and if you want it, we'll pick it up off the floor and you can take it, and all you have to do is agree verbally to go straight through for a PhD and not stop and take time off, which I agreed to do. What was then the startup of the Systems Research Center, multidisciplinary. I was assigned nominally to the EE department, electrical engineering department, but I could take courses anywhere. And my professor, who was my advisor, was Mihailo Mazarovic, who was still a professor emeritus here at the university. And Mike allowed me to take pretty much whatever made sense if it added to my overall breadth of understanding of the universe. And he approached me and suggested that my family fund and endow a graduate fellowship in the area of energy. And I spoke to my wife and we said, sure, that's part of the giving back process we had talked about earlier. And we funded an engineering fellowship for sustainability. That was actually the first money that came into what became the Great Lakes Energy Institute. That was probably used in the marketing with the Cleveland Foundation and the Maltz family for really big money. And so that got the whole process started. And when they hired, when Case Western Reserve hired an executive director, Diane Anderson, she approached me with the senior faculty member who was responsible for the faculty side of the Institute, Professor Ewan Alexander, and asked me to form a board, essentially form it from scratch, help select some of the members, set up the policies and procedures, and get it started. But I think more important, it shows that the giving back process has some psychic rewards associated with it. And the giving back process involves a lot of time I put in that the university recognized, and I think it's good for all parties. I'm the type of golfer who looks at the mechanics and the theory of it. I'm not an intuitive golfer. So when I make a mistake on the golf course, I think about it, and I say, well, I should be on my toes more than my heel when I finish my swing. And that becomes a challenge that I deal with every time I go out. I try to play a couple of times a week. The other things I do, I still try to play some basketball against my grandson. My oldest grandson's 21. The only thing that makes me a little taken aback is the last time I played him, we played one-on-one, 5 games, he beat me 3 out of 5. And that sort of takes me down a notch.